All right, here we are live. I'm going to text our participant. Welcome, everybody. This is my last ditch effort today to try this Facebook Live. All right, I'm here. This is possibly the fourth or fifth time today, and if it doesn't work now, I'll be done. And it will be fine. So, waiting for my person to joining again. And she's going to request to join. And I'm going to clean that screen. Thank you all who have been so patient. I'm sure it must get a little annoying. There we go. Yay! Oh, because I'm near the router, Val. I think this is my fourth or fifth time trying. So I'm waiting for... So if you are out there, I know Val is out there, go ahead and type in some challenges that maybe you've had sleeping over however many years, and especially things that have worked for you. I have a few things that I want to share with many of you about things that have worked for me sleep-wise. Welcome to Wisdom Wednesday, now on a Tuesday. Today is an open discussion really talking about sleep. We've got my twin sister, Jodie McMahon-Joseph, coming to talk to us about sleep. I know that, yep, there she is. I see her. There's a like there. And so, yay, the connection must be better. And I've had a lot of people asking me about sleep. So again, it's a discussion. I'm going to bring Jodie McMahon-Joseph on to talk about her sleep. And again, feel free to type in any comments that you have out there about things that have worked for you, solutions, natural ones, because we all know there are a heck of a lot of unnatural ones out there. So here we go. Let's bring...
Yay!
All right. Am I clear?
Yes, we've gone from the
Yeah,
90s to the 2000s. We're working again. It's like being on dial-up modem or something.
Shit show is the word I have for it, but you know, I was like, dude, like 4 or 5, like it was like 4 times. I'm like, oh my God.
Sorry.
Okay, good. So now I know that this is probably a better spot for it. Welcome to my dining room. Right near the router, but you know, into the 2020s. That's good. 2021, yes. Here we are. So let's talk sleep. I know that you've had years of sleep issues. But Jodie, if you could let us know what your challenges have been with sleep, and then really what has been working for you lately.
Sure.
How's that work?
Sure.
All right, go ahead.
And cut me off if I start prattling on and I veer away. Yeah.
Oh,
I started having issues sleeping when I moved to Boston and took a high stress job at age 26. It just all went downhill from there. And then being pregnant at a later age really messed it up. But what has worked for me has been having a consistent routine, trying to do the same things every night, which I know can be difficult. One thing I do, even though I haven't left the house really, is at the end of the day, after I get the kids dinner, I change my clothes. I change from active mom trying to get her stuff done to, okay, signaling bedtime. So I put on comfy pajamas. Yeah, I probably shouldn't say this. Take my bra off. Just
super important.
Yeah, wash my face, brush my teeth. This is pretty much my hairdo all the time. But just get comfortable And I also go into my office and I write my task list out for the next day just to kind of get it off my plate and really just start to slowly go around the house and turn the lights off. Just get things darker. And if I can, having a cup of chamomile tea is helpful. And just unwinding and relaxing. And then once I'm in bed, I was sharing this with Julie earlier, I pretend I'm in a space capsule where
Right. This is where you use visualization.
Yes, nothing exists. I have no children. I have no one. It's just me, no wrinkles, no upheaval in the world, no climate change. None of that exists in my little capsule. And like last night, for example, it took me about an hour to fall asleep because I hadn't slept well the night before, and then I crashed out by accident and took a nap for an hour in the afternoon, which is a bad idea. If you take a nap, I find that if I take a nap after 12, it just messes up my night. So I just sat there in bed, and I think it took me an hour to fall asleep, but I just closed my eyes and said, "You're in your space capsule. Let's pump some juice in there." Okay. Visualizing the juice that's making me fall asleep, just started to, I was like, "Oh, this pillow is great. Someone put it in my capsule," and just kept, trying to tap into the senses of the blankets on me, the breathing. Does it always work? No. Sometimes the only thing I can do is just put my head down and close my eyes, and no, eventually I will fall asleep. But I think just routine and visualization has helped, because I don't know about other people, but I tend to run through my task list at night, and that's what keeps me up. So
getting the task list out on paper helps.
Yes.
Yep. And yeah, and the more and more research I do, I mean, you can, like I said, you can Google this stuff, but having a regular sleep routine does help. I see a comment from, oh my goodness, so hard on this phone. Val says, my biggest challenge is avoiding that 3 o'clock wake up.
Yes.
He says, I fall asleep fine, but have trouble sleeping through the night. I've been taking magnesium for a few months, which has been helping tremendously. So yeah, I've heard awesome things about magnesium, amazing things about magnesium. Speaking of supplements, I've heard also amazing things about melatonin.
Well, the issue I've heard about melatonin is if you take it too consistently, you start to build a tolerance to it.
Right.
Yeah, the magnesium's great. You can get a powder called Natural Calm, and it's a fizzy powder, and you have to work your way up to it, and that seems to work. I'm not sure if for me, I wake up at 3. I call it the witching hour. Not to TMI, to go to the bathroom, which stinks. That's the worst. I found if I can keep the lights out and put socks on my feet, because my tiled bathroom is cold, that seems to help. I would maybe recommend some essential oils, like a roller nearby, just to kind of breathe in. And then you can reframe it, because I get up early. I get up at like 4:30. And typically I get up at 3, and I'm like, oh crap, I'm up at 3 again, damn it. So I tell myself, oh, wait a minute, it's just a long nap. And if I reframe the wake up in my head, like it's just a long nap, that sometimes helps. But yeah, I suffer from that too.
Yeah, the mind tricks. Right. And I know that for women, sleep, especially when we wake up in the middle of the night or early mornings, it has to do with hormones, and it could be depending on where you are in your cycle, you may be more sensitive to those kind of things. Right. But how do we know what's causing us to wake up All we know is that we're having a problem and what can help. So I love the idea of having answers like
Mm-hmm.
magnesium or melatonin. According to, and I'm by no means an expert, but according to some traditional Chinese medicine, depending on what time you kind of awake at night, that might signal some sort of imbalance in a certain system in the body.
Oh, yeah.
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 But I think a naturopath or even a qigong master would know much more about
Mm-hmm.
that. So regular, consistent sleep routine, waking up, going to bed at the same time every
Right.
night, waking up at the same time. Exercise is also very, very important, which can be, even though many people are working from home, like people are still finding that exercise can be challenging to put into the schedule, but it's super important that we do get up and
Mm-hmm.
move. We had Dr. Denny here, who is a chiropractic doctor, talk about taking breaks in between. Okay, and that's fine, no matter where you're getting your exercise, even if it's in little bits throughout the day or a quick workout in the morning. Getting the circulation going and exercise routine ahead is very, very helpful for sleep.
Also, for me, being older, um, not having a giant dinner because you can get the metabolism sweats. Where if you eat, for me,
Yeah.
in the past, when I've eaten too much, I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm burning up. I'm hot, and it causes me to wake up. So I don't know if any of your listeners experience that as well. But I do have these sleep patches I use. They're Vermont. I'll send the link. They're Vermont essential oils, and I cut them in half. And there's a sleep one that I don't know. It might be psychosomatic, but it works pretty well for me. It is helpful, and I also have. I don't bring my phone up anymore. This is what I'm using instead. Talk to Julie about this. I'm using a vibrating alarm, a wristwatch that you can turn the Bluetooth off. It's this Garmin watch.
Yeah.
And it's just it wouldn't work for someone who's a deep sleeper, but it's a more pleasant way to wake up, because I've had my phone fail on me and not wake me up, and then I stress out about that. So taking the phone and not looking at it before bedtime, it can be hard to get used to that, but I don't bring my phone upstairs anymore. That took like a month to kind of get out of that habit, and now I just use the watch, which has been great.
That's what I love about the watch, is that it really has severed my deep connection to my
Yeah.
phone. That I can easily put the phone down and away from my pillow, so I'm less likely to go and grab it real quick in the middle of the
Right.
night, or have it before me for, right before I close my eyes. There's, research that says the blue light depresses the nervous system, so you're not as likely to fall asleep, to be in that relaxation mood, because you're on alert, getting that
Right.
dopamine hit every time you get new news on your phone. So yeah, putting the phone away an hour at least before you go to bed can help signal. I guess what we're talking about is signals to sleep,
Right.
right? When you change your clothes, brush your teeth, go through all of that routine, you're signaling to your nervous system that it's now time to shift gears and to
Mm-hmm.
relax. Um, so tea is part of your
Yes.
routine. Um, Changing of clothes, putting the phone away is a huge part of your
Mm-hmm.
routine, and your visualization.
Yes. The tea I probably drink about 2 hours ahead of time, just because I don't want to have to go to the bathroom. Um,
Right.
but yes, and also remembering you're gonna have it's gonna take time. You're gonna have those nights where you're not gonna sleep well, and don't beat yourself up over it.
Right, because then you can go into that negative
Right.
cycle, right?
Right.
And you're like, crap, and then you're up at night worrying like, oh my God, I'm not getting any
Right.
sleep. Why can I sleep now? And then what is it going to be like tomorrow night after I haven't slept for like,
Right.
you know what I call that, right? Preemptive suffering.
Yeah.
when you're worried so much about something that hasn't even happened yet.
Right.
Like when you're trying to fall asleep, you're already concerned about tomorrow night. Like, what is sleep going to be like? Because I'm not going to sleep tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we can try to avoid that. Well, I'm going to get my dog. She's trying to hop up on me right now. There we go. Let's talk about pets in the bed.
Oh, no.
How many people are sleeping with their animals? I was shocked to read an article that said no pets in the bed. I have to disagree, but that's what the article said. I am a firm believer that, having my dog in bed is a good thing, and it helps me sleep. So, that's my expert opinion. Let me see what other things. Avoiding naps. Do you nap during the day?
That's the thing. You should avoid naps. If you're going to take a nap, try to take it before noon. I made the mistake of yesterday. I was exhausted and I was either going to binge eat or sleep or yell. So I crashed out. And this is actually a funny story. I was supposed to take a 20-minute nap. I slept through my alarm and I woke up to my daughter screaming because there was a hornet in our house. And I slept for 1 hour. And that messed up my sleep at night. One thing I did mention is taking a nice bath before or a shower can be helpful. And like you said, reframing things. If I'm having a bad sleep night, I don't focus on it as sleep. I just say it's a long nap. Because I feel like with naps, there's less pressure to fall asleep. I just take it away. I'm like, it's just a nap. It's just like a nap that's going to be a couple of hours. But yeah, that depends. I think you can take cat naps. But I think if you take a nap that's more than 20 to 30 minutes, you run the risk of, in my opinion, in my experience, messing up your sleep later.
Right. It says also avoid nicotine completely. I don't know why. Stay away from caffeine and alcohol late in the day.
Yeah.
I was kind of bummed to read that one.
I made the mistake of having green tea one afternoon. I paid for it dearly. Yeah.
Make your bedroom comfortable, dark, quiet, and not too warm or not too cold.
Yes.
Typically, a cold bedroom is an easier bedroom to fall asleep in. I've heard. As long as you're warm, right?
Right. It's tough when your husband wants it to be 50 degrees and your nose is freezing and you have your blankets. So there's you have a breathe hole. Like I was putting up with that and I said, forget it. So I put the heat to 64 and that seems to be, he doesn't overheat and I'm not too cold. So I've been suffering the other end of it's too freezing. So I can't sleep.
Yeah. Right. That would be challenging. Let me see if there are any more tips. If anyone is out there watching, if you have any tips about what works for you, that would be great. Ooh, this is a longer article. Stick to a routine, nix the screens, obviously, keep things cool, say no to that afternoon latte. Let's talk mattresses. Do you have a sleep number?
I am the type of person, so we got a sleep number bed, which by the way is a total waste of money. Only because my husband, his back was hurting, blah, blah, blah. I'm the type of person, when I take my nap, it's on the floor in my office. I can sleep on a hard floor and it's fine. So I'm not picky about it. The problem with the sleep number bed is it's an air mattress. It's an expensive air mattress pretty much. It's full of air. So it's great because it keeps you cool, but he put a memory foam on top of it and all this stuff. So I think if you run hot, stay away from those Tempur-Pedic beds. But I would not recommend a sleep number bed personally. That's my personal opinion. But yeah.
So that's how they change the firmness is by the amount of air?
Exactly. And each side is different. So my husband's sleep number is like 34. That's kind of soft. Okay, it starts at 100. Mine's 100. I haven't changed it. Mine's just 100 because I don't care. Like I said, I can fall asleep on the floor and it's fine. I guess maybe I'm lucky that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, that, you know, firmness and whatever, that can definitely play a role. The nice thing about it is when Seth rolls over, I don't feel it anymore because he tends to move around too much, which that drives me crazy because it's taken me long enough to get to sleep. Another thing I do want to say that has helped me also is, especially with the pandemic and we're, you know, restricted where we can go, I kind of view my sleep as cool. I get to travel for free. You know, like I close my eyes and okay, I'm going to Iceland tonight, or I'm going to South America. Here I go.
Or who knows where
Gonna
I'm
meet
go,
Brad
right?
Pitt. Like I reframe it that way. Like, oh, okay, the first half of my life has started. During the day, my waking hours, now my brain is going to dump and I get to travel wherever I want to go and I'm back in time and I don't know, just have fun with it. And that's how I've been viewing sleep.
Yeah, as an escape,
Yeah.
right? So we have a comment from Val. She says, if I have more than 2 drinks, I'm awake for hours in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
It never fails. If I have a drink or 2, I try to do that no later than 7 p.m.
Yes.
So the moral of the story is get your drink on earlier.
Right. 420. It's 420. 420 somewhere.
Yeah, with alcohol in me, I would fall asleep pretty hard if I had more than 2 drinks, but then I would wake up in the middle of the night, and that was just super annoying. Plus, we could talk hours about restless leg syndrome.
Right.
If anyone has that out there, we will talk next week because I will actually be demonstrating self-reflexology, which has really helped me with restless leg syndrome as well as an acupressure. But that's for next week. Because it does fall under these things, this list of things that keep us awake at night. But I've got some solutions for you, particularly on that for next week. So yeah, the drinking.
I wake up sweaty sometimes. So
Right.
a trick for me is I like to have a blanket on me. I just stick my feet out. For some reason, if my feet aren't covered, I stay cool.
No, because then people can touch your feet. I can't sleep with my feet uncovered.
If I get hot, though, who's touching my feet? I don't sleep with my dog.
I don't know. My feet need to be covered just in case anybody comes around. It's like I'm officially tucked in.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that seems to cool me off if I start to overheat.
All right. Breathing. Do you do any breath work before you go to bed?
No, I should.
And for those of you that have taken meditation class with us, you know that taking some, like at least, between 5 and 10 diaphragmatic breaths before you breathe can signal the parasympathetic nervous system to settle on in. Box breathing also helps, so it's even count. Inhale, 1 count, hold it for the same count. Exhale, and then, all for the same count. That's a box breath. Or you can take just some slow and steady breaths in and out of the diaphragm. That's what makes the breath deep. That's what makes it efficient. That's what helps signal to the nervous system that it's time to shift. Just like when we shift to brush our teeth, and by doing all those things, we can signal the nervous system to shift. So taking some deep breaths. Journaling. Do you journal at all?
I do. I journal in the morning, first thing, and I sometimes journal at night. It's nice to just kind of unclog the wheel a little bit and let things go. So that's helpful.
Yeah. Yep. And I keep my journal by my bed. If oftentimes what keeps me up is, oh God, I got to remember to do that. Or, oh, what does my day look like tomorrow? I have the journal right by the bed, and I'll just take my pen, write down either my to-do list for the next day, or even if I'm getting really kind of intense, I'll write down what I'm going to do. Wake up 6 to 7, eat breakfast, work out, do all those things, and then just give myself a little schedule so my mind is not busy chewing on that.
So it's not a Dear Diary if we find it.
No, it's quite boring. Like I'll write things like write list.
There you go.
It's super boring. Resist the urge to indulge in a big meal before bed.
You get the food sweats.
Because your body's like, no, you're going to go there. It says not on self-promoting snacks. I don't think so. I would do any eating before.
Right.
No. And that's what I have for my little bits of research. Do you have anything else to add?
My kids listen to white noise. They like it, but I've kind of weaned myself off the white noise and gotten used to the quiet and the occasional screaming wildlife that we hear. Heard a coyote this morning. It was kind of frightening. But no, I think, doing the best you can, playing with things that work and not getting frustrated when things have failed. I mean, I'm 46 and I've had 20 something years of horrible sleep. In the day I used to do more valerian root, in my juice, valerian tea, kava tea, and I've kind of moved away from that. I think out of all of them, the breathing one, I do that in bed. I don't do ahead of time, is really great because you're focusing on your breath, but just sticking with it and not immediately, going for the heavy prescription stuff. Because, if you need to, there's no judgment. If you've tried everything and you're still not sleeping, and you need to, that's fine. But like you said, maybe you're not sleeping for a reason and trying to root out that reason. But just, sticking with it and knowing that one size solution doesn't fit all.
Right. And it's going to shift as our lifestyle shifts, as our age moves, or as we age rather. All of those things are age moves. Oh yeah, we've got one. Libby's watching. She says she's got to pee at least 2 times a night.
Same here.
Oh, yeah.
Pee sisters.
Pee sisters. Let's see if she has any solution to this. Jodie, I'm going to say bye to you, and I'm going to bring Libby on. All right. Thank you so much.
Sorry about the technical difficulties.
It was life. I was like taking breaths.
So you'll hang up on me. I don't need to do anything, right?
I'm just going to X you out, but you can still
Oh, great. Yeah, I still want to listen.
All right, awesome. Let's continue without guest. Yes, I'm going to continue without guest, and I'm going to add Libby here. Approve. Oh, things are so smooth now that I'm close to my router. Oh, she declined a video invitation. Maybe she doesn't want to be on. Let's see. So Libby, just type if you want to be on or not. I was going to bring you on, but it looks like you said no. So let's see. Technology's been a bear today. All right, so she declined. Okie dokie, let's see. Yes, have to pee at least 2 times a night. Any suggestions? Yes, my suggestion would be to get your hydration on starting early in the morning. I have a lovely blue container that I fill up in the morning, and I try to finish that by mid-afternoon. It's a giant blue glass vase that I fill with water, and hopefully by the afternoon it's empty. Try to stop drinking many hours before you go to sleep, and hopefully that will inhibit the midnight pee situation, because that can be very disruptive. That would be my suggestion to you, Libby. Let's see, does anyone else have any thoughts, solutions, challenges that you're dealing with sleep? Go ahead and type it in there. I will remind you again about next week. Next week, I'm a national board certified reflexologist, and I will be sharing you some techniques on self-reflexology. That's the manipulation of your own hands, your feet, and even your ears to help induce relaxation and to get you primed and prepped for a good night's sleep. So I think that's all for now. Thank you so much, Jodie McMahon-Joseph, for being a guest and a lovely conversationalist. Thank you, Libby and Val, for putting some wisdom out there, asking questions, and sharing your knowledge with us. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys, for sticking around through our technical difficulties. And, we're just going with the flow here. So I hope you're all well. I wish you a good night's sleep, and I will see you next week.